everyone, Jaymes Mansfield here bringing you yet another video. Oh my God, you guys, we got a story time coming, okay? And we're also gonna try and resolve an issue that I've had with hairstyling. So I'll get into it. I recently ordered a bunch of human hair bundles from Amazon because I've been really into making wigs lately, as you all know from that video. Yes, well, I wanted to surprise a friend with a human hair unit that I made, like a hard front with bangs, similar to the one I made in that video. Well, I ordered them from Amazon, and when they arrived, they seemed a bit suspicious.
Suspicious? They damn near asked what was your favorite teacher's name and the street you grew up on?
Yes, well, I didn't think much of it because in my mind, I truly just wanted to believe that they were the real deal. And when I started sewing with them, yes, I started sewing with them without really inspecting them. I got halfway through it and looked at them and thought, wow, this hair is awfully shiny to be human. But I swear the Amazon seller said in the description and on the whole title, said 100% Brazilian human hair, 613. All right, so update. As I was going back to Amazon to take screenshots of my order for this video, I saw that all of the positive reviews that were there are now gone. It's just my review there with the 1 star. And also the price dropped all the way down to $30, which is not what I paid for this. I paid way more. That's the update. It's scammy, it's weird. Okay. And these 3 separate bundles. Well, I bought them and I made the wig with them. I took a lighter to the end of the hair and the hair melted into a big, disgusting, depressing little black bubble at the end of that 613 hair. I was devastated. But before I continue the story, this video is brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped is one of the leading in men's grooming. And honestly, you can trust in Manscaped to keep your package perfect. I mean, it's in the name of their products. Yes, the perfect package. You can get the Lawnmower 4.0 along with other wonderful gifts. Yes, this sleek, sexy design is sure to make sure your family jewels are protected. I mean, look at that guard. Look at the design. Look at the material, okay? With my code JAYMESM, you can save 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com. What are you waiting for? Get it today. I mean, Valentine's Day is around the corner. Now, I can show you better than I can tell you, so I'm just gonna pull the wig out that I made and you can see for yourself and you'll say, Jaymes, you're an idiot. Okay, this is the wig that I had made. I even went so far as to buy a flesh-colored cap and use the proper thread because I was just in the zone, okay? I really wanted to make a gift for a friend, and now I'm looking at it, it's like, Jaymes, this is absolutely synthetic hair. Why didn't you know better? But I was already in the moment and like cutting and styling it and trying to get something made with it that now I'm stuck with it and I can't return it. So it is what it is. And it was a learning experience. I know to go to a more reputable vendor when it comes to getting human hair. But I digress. This is the wig and yeah, she's synthetic. I had to be such a fool. Like, what was I thinking? And like I mentioned before, I put a lighter to the end of this hair and it melted into a little plastic ball. If it was human hair, it would actually ash. Like it turns into ash because, you know, it's human hair. This will just melt because it's plastic. But yeah, in case you didn't know that, that's the test. So I think I can show you, but I can tell you, I'm gonna try this hair on because I know y'all are just gluttons to see me suffering. And I enjoy doing it for you. So I'm gonna try her on quick and I'll be right back. All right, this is the hair. Yes, I know, luxurious human unit. We are petting right now. It's not human at all. It's so synthetic. Oh my God. I feel like such a moron. I should have known better, but honestly, I was lying to myself several times and I was telling myself that this hair is fly and it's nothing of the sort. Yes. Well, we're gonna try and make something out of this because I already went through the trouble of making it into a wig. So we're just gonna have to make something out of this now. So I'm going to put it on a head and I'll be right back. Hello, hello. Yes, here it is on the head. We're gonna start styling her. Now, there's certain things that should have been dead giveaways to me as I look at this, like, look at that. What human has a hair follicle like that? Even Barbie would say, girl, you got ripped off, get your money back. Ugh, no, we're gonna try and make something out of this because I refuse to be duped, all right? I am going to get my money's worth out of this wig that is now accounted, which is now with the wig cap accounted for and the time and labor, probably about $100-something hard front wig I've just inherited, yes. And I thought scams only existed on Facebook. But here I go. I'm now duped by it. You know those ones on Facebook that are like, only $25, full lace human hair. I'm like, who falls for that? Never again, never again. Okay, anyways, we are going to curl this because here's also a kicker. This is a real pisser, I'll tell you. When I was looking at the wig and I was like really just like fighting the urge to like not believe that it wasn't human, one of the reviews said it is 100% human hair. And I know because I'm wearing it and I installed it and it feels so soft and I can use a flat iron on it. I couldn't curl it. It was very difficult to curl, but as everyone knows, blonde hair is often really hard to curl. And I'm thinking like, that doesn't sound right. Like I've had human hair wigs that are blonde. All my human hair wigs are blonde and they're not hard to curl. That makes no sense. I was like, she stated it though in her little video review as if it's just like a fact everyone knows. Like, no, it's not. And you can tell from like the videos I've done with Ernie, like he's working predominantly with human hair wigs and I curl them and they curl. So I was just like taken aback by this. Like, were people actually, this had like 14 helpful upvotes, all right? This is a problem. You, madam, are spreading misinformation. But yeah, she couldn't curl it because you have to curl it with steam. That's how you curl a synthetic wig. And if you're gonna use a heat tool on it, it has to be on really, really low heat or else it will burn. Now, I am going to curl this wig and we are going to try and make something out of it because it's bone straight at the moment. We're gonna see if it takes a curl. It's definitely a cheaper fiber. So we're gonna see if it holds a curl. I'm praying it does. Oh yeah, also take a look at that. My sewing. I'm not proud of myself, okay? You could drive a car through that gap. But it's fine, it's fine. No one's gonna see it. It's gonna be curled and it's gonna be lovely. I don't wanna hear anything from you about this, okay? You know, I'm learning just as you are. All right, I'm going to roller set this, steam it and dry it, and we'll come back and start cutting and styling. Okay, here we go. Alrighty, the hair is right here. She is all curled. Yes, I steamed it, put it in the wig oven, and now she is ready to be taken down. Now let's see if this hair fiber actually holds a curl. Okay, my pliers and pull these out. All right, moment of truth. Okay, good, thank God. Oh, this would be a disaster if it didn't curl. Okay, now I feel good about that. There is a curl and it is pretty. Again, like you never can go wrong with a good synthetic S curl. Look at that. Yes! Ugh, I love it. Now I steam curled this, as you may already know. That's a method I do quite often with synthetic hair because I just wanted to get it done as fast as possible, and it is probably my favorite way to curl synthetic hair. Like it's tried and true, it always works out. Love it. You can never go wrong with a steam set. Now, let's rip these out. Nothing looks like it was dropped, which is always important when it comes to this kind of thing. The second a curl drops is such a pain in the ass because you have to basically redo the whole curl because you may not think it will, but it will affect the hairstyle if the whole thing isn't curled in like a good pattern. If there's one that's a little off, it's gonna show. Which is like one of those things that like, as I keep doing wigs, I have to learn to train myself out of because I am the first to say, well, it's good enough. And that's not good when it comes to synthetic hair because it's one of those things where you just have to follow those steps. You just have to. Sorry, there's no way around it. So clearly it is synthetic hair. It curled exactly the way synthetic hair curls. I am duped. I should feel dumb because, well,
they got me, girl.
And it sucked. Like it hurt a little more than it should have because like I was trying to make a friend a gift with it. And now I'm out that whole idea and I just have to revisit it at a later time. But I really want to do something nice for them and surprise them with it. And I'll just have to wait. We are going to make something wearable out of you if it kills me. You're way more, you cost a lot more than you deserve, damn it. Like synthetic bundles aren't even expensive. Like the fact that they were doing this to people is really kind of like, it pisses you off, you know? Like that sucks. And it's like, you can sell synthetic bundles, just don't lie to people. What's up with that? That ain't right. All right, now I'm gonna tease the rest and I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Now I have it all teased out. Now it's time to turn this into something I can actually use. So I have a few ideas of mine and what I wanna do. I think I'm gonna do like my big, like, you know, my usual hairstyle you've been seeing me wear a lot here. Some of y'all have been asking how I make it, so I'll show you how to do it. So it is basically the big beehive on top with the fall on the sides. And we're gonna determine whether or not with the length, where it takes us, because it's inconsistent lengths right now. So I've never done it with layered hair before. It's usually hair that's all the same length. So we're gonna go through this together. It's a very easy hairstyle to do, and I love doing it because it's very like 1960s Jane Mansfield-esque. So what I'm doing here is I'm just gonna separate the crown section. This is like the really only technical part about the whole hairstyle. The rest is so easy. And I'll just go on about something else while I do this. But yeah, I'm sectioning out the crown area just so I have a nice little section like that. Oh, maybe not, because I forgot I have the railroad tracks back there. Never mind. Let's pull a little more down from the crown. It needs that hair. All right, well, we can make it work with this much. It'll be fine. All right, I've done it with less as well. I have this little section here of all the hair I'm going to use. Now, what I do is I take my pick and I start batting it down like so. And we're gonna create a nest that we're gonna turn into the beehive. And this is a pretty authentic way of how it was done back in the 60s. It was done with mainly teasing and just styling to shape it. Or, you know, if you're really hardcore, the girls use like hair pieces and stuff and get really, really intense with their hairstyling. But for the most part, the beehive was fairly simple. You put a big mess on your head and you swirl around and make it look right. So now we have our sections all figured out. What we're going to do is start swirling like that. And I start a small section at a time like that. Look at that. She's gonna have her hair all ratted up like a teenage Jezebel. 10 gay points to anyone that knows that reference. And I love this because it's very like Shangri-La's. Like Mary Weiss from the Shangri-La's wore her hair like this a lot, where it was just like a big bump up top and the rest was just like bone straight hair on the sides. Like it's almost so modern, like how girls just do like the pompadour bump, the snooky. But I have to tell you, I have been loving what's on TV lately, y'all. They brought back Sex and the City, or should I say, and just like that. They brought it back. And it's been getting some mixed reactions. And I'm gonna make the controversial statement right now and say that I am actually really enjoying it. Like, I am. I think they're going a really fun direction with it. And like taking these characters that some might say on the surface are fairly problematic by today's standards. And they aren't afraid to like really go there and really challenge them in like this new world. It's like, they honestly, the world they were left in was much different from where we are now today. And it's interesting to see how they're adjusting and how they're learning, you know, maybe some things they said before aren't okay and they have to retackle a situation in a different way. You know, I love that because they are older, and part of getting older is understanding that like the world changes around you. Nothing's gonna ever stay the same. And it's like a tale as old as time, baby. You can't stop that clock. It's always gonna keep turning, and the new generation's always gonna be different from yours. The way you thought ain't gonna be the way it's gonna be forever. And also, can I just say, I am enjoying Sarah Ramirez as Che Diaz. She's like the most toxic one in the whole bunch, and everyone on the internet seems to really hate them. And I'm just like, what is the deal with the Che Diaz hate? Like, honestly, like, they've never had a character like this on this show before. I think it's telling such a fun story, and like, it's such a different, new and refreshing thing. And I feel like a lot of the hate is coming from people that are Miranda stans, especially Miranda and Steve stans, which, bear in mind, controversial statement, I'm just full of them today. I never liked Miranda and Steve together as a couple. I didn't. I was thinking to myself, like, she's way too good to be wasting her time with this guy. And it's like, and he cheated on her. In the movie, I remember he cheated on her. And I love that Miranda is kind of figuring out where she is in this world. She doesn't know if she's gay or she's bi or she's pan or whatever she chooses to identify as. She's figuring it out, and especially at a later age. I think that is so fascinating. And it's not a story that's often told. Like usually when it's like the coming out fair, it's always someone in their teens or someone in their early 20s, like very open and like a lot of life ahead of them. Like she's lived a life. And now she's got to figure out where she's going to go from here now. And I love the idea of someone that's just bored with where they are. Like she's looking for an escape, begging for it. Like if it wasn't Che, it would have been somebody else. And also like I said before, the whole Steve storyline in the show, I was never crazy about anyway, because it felt like it was just taking this really strong person and forcing them into convention, which I was never a fan of. Never liked it, so I'm happy they're like kicking that to the curb. I am really enjoying it. I could talk at length about it. And honestly, y'all are the only folks I can really talk to about it besides me and Ernie. Like, we've like basically gone to the end of the world about this whole show and how much we're enjoying it. So let me know what y'all think. What do you think of Che? Because honestly, I'm interested. Let me know what your take is, and maybe I'll see something from your point of view. Also, like, the fact that Sarah Ramirez is in the show always pleases me, because I remember Sarah Ramirez from Spam-A-Lot. Those y'all remember that? Like when they sang the Divas Lamont. Oh, love it. Look it up if you haven't. The Divas Lamont. It's on YouTube. So whatever happened to my part? Oh, I love it. And the hairstyle I'm trying to replicate is sort of like it's sort of the hairstyle that Jayne Mansfield would have had in like the 1960s, like mid-1960s, 1966. Primitive Love era, for those of you hardcore Jayne fans out there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But it's essentially just like a bionic beehive, but like still like, you know, pretty. Because, you know, like I said before, those sex symbol girls, they always sort of had like a modern take on a vintage classical style that really worked for them. And this was her sort of leaning into something. And if you look closely at other pictures of other stars, Mae West had hair similar to this. Like, a lot of people did this hair. Chop the bangs. Also, like, when I see this, it always reminds me of like Charles Pierce doing Mae West when he has like Tweety Bird sticking out the top of it. So good. As far as styling out goes, it's not the best hair I've had, but it's certainly not the worst. So there's that. I will certainly be able to style it. Like, it is smoothing out to something. Once I hit it with hairspray, it should, you know, obey me. But again, I'm trying to make lemonade, okay? Because honestly, this was not the intention I had for this wig. I wanted to do like a Nancy Sinatra sort of take on it, because that's what my friend was asking for, is me to do a Nancy Sinatra wig for them. And like, I saw the way the brown one that I made came out, like that auburn one. And I thought, like, if I just cut the bangs a little differently and like was more precise with how I layered, it would be a dead ringer for that hairstyle that she wanted. It was like mid 1960s when she had like a ponytail and bouffant and everything, really pretty. So I was trying to do that, and then this happened, which I'll probably still do it down the road, but it's going to be a minute because I'm really busy. I had that one little gap of window of time, which really was what the most devastating part was. Is like, I had free time to do it, and I felt like I lost a day. Like, I could have done something else and not wasted my time, but we're trying to make up for it now. It's a lesson learned, a lesson I shouldn't have had to learn, but here we are. Also, the one thing I love about this wig is like the wig line on it is so interesting when it comes to the way Jayme Mansfield used to wear it, because it's like, it's a wig. You can definitely tell. It looks like she's wearing a wig. And like, I love that people were like nice enough in the 60s and impressed just not to call attention to it. Like, that's really sweet. Like, they never like mentioned in any papers you'll read back like, actress Jayme Mansfield in a horrible wig. Like, they never did that. Like, they were very protective, even when they weren't in like studios anymore. And like, the reason she was wearing wigs is because her hair had basically fallen out. Like, if you look at a lot of the older actresses, they were all wearing wigs by the time the 60s came along, because those dyes, honey, that platinum blonde, that killed your hair. So by the time it happened, from what I like read in accounts of Jayme Mansfield, people that do her hair and stuff, she basically was missing hair on the sides. Like, she had a little bit on the top, and it was like coming out in patches and blotches. So she could cover it up in certain sections, but she needed hair pieces. So she wore any wig anyone would give her, because she was notorious for just taking whatever free things people gave her. So she had a lot of interesting wigs because people would just give her things. And she, not being one to turn down something free, she would make use out of it somehow. And this era was when she was married to Matt Cimber. So I believe his mother or sister was a hairstylist, and she was doing her hair at that time. So she had nicer wigs. Like, somebody knew what they were doing, because they were a little bit more on the prettier side. But when you get to like the late 1960s, like around the time she died, girl, it was some rough. It got rough. Some of them, you're just like, what in the world is that? But as far as it goes, the older actresses, she did not have the worst wigs. The worst wig, still queen of that, is Diana Dors. I said it before, she never met a wig she would turn down. There wasn't a wig she would not wear. Oh, that's kind of pretty. I like that. That was a fluke, but I clipped it a little too long, so it's kind of flaring up like that. That's going to help. I'll do it on this side. this little long piece is actually gonna help like disguise in the section there. So let's do that here. Let's try and mimic that. And sometimes like hairstyling like that, like flukes like that happen and they actually really work out in your favor. But we're getting pretty close to the final result. So this is essentially the bare bones of what it's going to look like. It needs to be cleaned up a lot. So you get the gist of where I'm going with this. I'm going to smooth her out and I'll be right back with the final results.
Welcome back. This is the final result.
Oh my God, y'all already know I love it. I pop every time I see hairstyles like this. I just love it. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the beehive, like the knowledge bump always gets me. And I love like easy height. And these are my favorite hairstyles to do because it's like relax in the sides. I don't have to worry too much about anything being in my face. And it's lots of volume up top, which is always a necessary for me. All right, it's a necessary evil. We can't get around it. I like teasing hair. Y'all already know this. But I feel like I made something salvageable out of this disaster of a wig that I inherited from my own mistakes. So I'm happy we managed to make something I could probably pop on for wig videos and stuff now. And I didn't realize I could do this on a hard front. Like I should have realized I could do it on a hard front. Like I'm pretty sure the original that I based it on is a hard front wig. But like, yeah, I'm happy with it. Like it's a good blend. Oh, and if you like my dress, it is from Vixen. I'm not sponsored. I just wanted to shout it out because I'm in love with how I look in it right now. And I have new boobs in that I stuffed and sewed up myself. Oh, and I discovered this, you guys. Oh my God. I'm probably late to the party, you know. Feel free to let me know that I'm late to the party. But I just realized they make converter hooks for your earrings. Like pierced ears, you can actually put a hook on it so that they're clips. So I just did that to these earrings. Like, check that out. No one will be all the wiser. Look at that. A little clip-on earring piece, and it's just right there. Amazon, like $8. I got a pack of 20 of them. Oh my God. Lifesaver. Game changer in the world of earrings because I like small or vintage earrings, and it depends how the backs go, okay? It's usually a post whenever I find it. It's always my luck.
Anyways, I'd like to take a moment, a Venn moment where I thank everyone who's tipped me on Venmo. I would like to thank.
It didn't recognize my face. I was too gorgeous.
Sergio, Nicholas, Todd, and Ben. Thank you all so much for the tips on Venmo and the Cash Apps.
Now, I really enjoyed correcting this mistake, okay? Like, I'm happy with the result, and I can proudly display this on my wig case as an option for me to wear. Thank goodness. We've come a long way, baby, all right? Now, I feel it's time to end the video, so please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share if you care. And until next time, bye! Now hit the outro! Click here and watch me drastically change my friend's life with a makeover. Or see my updated Botox look. Come on, click it. You know you want to. If you don't click it, I'll pop the heads off of all your Barbies. So click it.